I was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
And the doctor called us into the office and told us he had 6 months to 12 months to live.
And I always seem to have this hope that I'm really not dying. I'm really not dying yet, so.
It was the worst time in our whole family life.
I was turning yellow and starting to itch all over, so I went to the hospital to see what was up, and they did some sort of scan. Turns out my bile duct was collapsing because there was a tumor on my pancreas.
So he had surgery at UCLA in January, and my mom and I and my dad and Ellen were all in the waiting room at UCLA. So we were ushered into this little room, and the doctor came down and said, "I have bad news. Gordon's cancer had spread to the liver. We had to close him up, and there really isn't much to do."
The only thing to do was to try to give him chemo, see if he could tolerate it and slow the disease down. I couldn't stay with the family. I was just so in need of prayer, and I was just crying and begging God to please let him live.
It was hard to me to find complete joy with my wife next to me, who was also diagnosed with breast cancer, the triple negative cancer. You know, I have children. I love my kids. I loved her. All this sadness kept piling up in me, and all these circumstances were just horrible. And she was dying. She was finally failing. The chemo, nothing was working for her. She tried all these chemos. It was a time to say goodbye, and she had passed. And it was the worst kiss I ever felt, where our tubes clicked each other as I kissed her. And it's sad. It's just sad what happens.
So when Dr. Donahue went in and told him that he only had 6 to 12 months to live, the first words out of his mouth was, "I don't deserve to go to heaven." And I said, "Honey, that's exactly why you do deserve it, because you know that you're a sinner, and you know that that's why God died on the cross for you." And I knew he knew that. And that was just the beginning of Gordon's journey back.
I wake up in the morning, and the surgeon comes in, and he grabbed his assistants and everybody. The pathology reports came back, and he goes, "Get on the phone, call your wife. And I go, "What are you talking about?"
He was so excited, and he had said that the path results had come in, and they had done 17 biopsies on the liver and the pancreas, and all of them were negative.
The biopsies coming back negative everywhere. For a stage 4 pancreatic patient, it's unheard of. I remember later on that month, I go to get results from a CT scan, and a nurse came in, it wasn't my doctor, she was another oncologist, and she says, "Your report is reading that all your cancer is gone." And I said, "That's kind of mean, you got the wrong chart. It's Gordon Melanie's chart?" And she's going, "No, really, all your tumors have disappeared off the chart."
Months ago, in August, I got sick on a family reunion and sent to the hospital, and they discovered that I had pancreatic cancer.
When my mom was diagnosed with cancer, I told Gordon that I was really strong when he got cancer, and I was strong when Ellen got cancer, but my mom's my best friend, and I couldn't figure out why God was doing all this and allowing all this in our family. And I know that He pieces it all together for a perfect plan. And my mom really was able to just help me trust the Lord. And I've always since then had this peace that it's not my plan, it's God's plan. And because of the cross, we have the peace of God, and we have peace with God.
With us and our families' time of trial. We call it our what did
Storm.
our storm. It's been 3 years of hard things to accept. But oh my goodness, do we see the result of God's love in our family life, and we love each other more than ever. You know, Gordon was my prodigal son, and I've prayed for him for, well, he's 58 years old, so for years and years. I always knew he loved the Lord, but I knew he was going his own way.
The real miracle was that my heart has changed. Not just the physical side, but the miracle is that I realize who God is to me, who Christ is personally to me. Everybody I've come in contact to had kept telling me that they were petitioning to God to save me. And it's happened. It's happened. My life has been spared, and God's using it all over the place.